So this is a piecewise function because there are different pieces to the function. So for a, f of 0, you want to look at where 0 falls under the equality. And since 0 is greater than negative 3, it falls into the top part. So you plug in 0 for x and get 3. You do the same for b. And since negative 6 is less than negative 3, it goes into the bottom part of the function. And you plug in negative 6 for x. But distribute the negative through, so it'll be positive 6 minus 3, and that equals 3. Do the same for c, and since negative 3 is equal to negative 3, it falls under the top part of the function. And so negative 3 plus 3 equals 0. Now, to graph it, you want to make a t-chart for x and y values for each part of the function. So, for x plus 3, you start at negative 3 because it's equal to negative 3, and you plug in three other values that are less than negative 3. And you plug those values in for x to get the y values. And then you graph those on the graph. And since x is greater than or equal to negative 3, the point negative 3, 0 will be filled in. And then you want to do the same thing for the bottom part of the function. And you start at negative 3, because that is the furthest that the graph can go, and then you pick 3 other values that are greater than negative 3. You plug those values in for x to get the y values. And then you graph those points. And since negative 3 is not equal to negative 3, it'll be an empty circle, but since it's already filled in, just let it be filled in. And this graph is continuous because all of the points are connected. For the next example, you want to do the same thing as you did for number 1. So for a, f of negative 5, you want to look to see which equality it falls under. Since negative 5 is less than 0, it falls under the top part. So negative 5 squared plus 3 equals 28. And you do the same for b, f of 6. Since 6 is greater than 0, you plug it in for the bottom part. 5 times 6 equals 30, plus 3 equals 33. Now you want to make a t-chart again for the top and bottom parts of the function. X squared plus 3 is going to be a parabola because it's squared. And you start at 0, and then you pick 3 other values that are less than 0, and plug those values in for the top part of the function. And then you do the same for the bottom part of the function. You start at 0 and pick 3 other values that are greater than 0 and plug the x values in to get the y values. And then you graph each part of the function. For the top part, you start at 0, 3, and since x is less than 0, it'll be an empty circle because it's not equal to it, and that's the furthest that the graph can go. And then you graph each other point. Then you connect all the points, and we know it'll be a parabola. And you do the same for the second part of the function. But since x is greater than or equal to 0, it'll be a filled-in circle at 0, 3. So you just fill that circle in, and then you graph each other point. Then you connect the lines again. And this graph is also continuous because all of the points are connected. And that's how you do piecewise functions. Thank you for watching.